You know who's a cool character in the Star Wars universe? Darth Maul. You know who got, like, no justice in his movie? Darth Maul. You know who was really cool in Clone Wars and Rebels? Darth Maul. So you know who got a comic book? Darth Maul. Today we're going to tell you a story about Darth Maul trying to prove himself to himself that he can actually defeat the Jedi. Welcome to one of Darth Maul's early days. Off on the planet of Tuan Kati, a group of hunters walk through the swamps in search of their next hunt. And just as the leader boasts about how it's going to be another simple kill, the Wrath Tar that they're looking at attacks them. Tendrils shoot out, grabbing the others, and within seconds, the men are dead. Watching them from the shadows is a man who knows only fear, anger, and hate. These are the weapons that the Sith uses, the weapons that this man knows oh too well. Darth Maul leaps from the tree with his glaive slicing through the tendrils with ease, even against what is considered the most dangerous creature in the galaxy. The Rathtars are hungry, vicious, and relentless monsters. They are in ways similar to Maul himself, yet so different. He senses a presence, and he looks back to see more Rathtars appearing, and Maul does what he does best. Kills. The thrill of the hunt, the rush of defying death, and while it helps, it's only a hollow meal. This is but a test, a shadow of the destruction that he shall bring. Later, on Coruscant, a Jedi and her Padawan walk the streets, all while Maul watches, and he waits. The Jedis are cowards, hiding in the peace that they enforce. However, deep down they know that they cannot maintain order forever, and when their time begins to tumble into darkness, they will find him waiting for them. The Jedi know something is there, and when they go to look, Maul has already disappeared. A short while later, Maul goes to see his master, Darth Sidious, who is not happy with Maul's anxiousness in wanting to make contact with the Jedi. Maul tells him, "I only wish to prove myself. I am ready." But Sidious cuts him off, telling him, "You are not. The plan and your actions will unfold according to my whim, not the students. If the preparations are endangered again, it will not be the Jedi who casts you down. However, there is a task that you can do to quench your bloodlust for the time being. Our allies in the Trade Federation have requested some assistance while establishing a secret mining facility in the Cullen system. Pirates have begun attacking them." Maul turns, telling him, "I will depart for Cullen at once. Rest assured, your interests will be protected." And Sidious tells him, "Yes, of course they will. What else would I expect?" Later aboard the Trade Federation ship, the merchants tell the pirates that they have powerful allies. It would be best for them to surrender all at once. One of the pirates respond that if he says another word, they will jettison him out like garbage. There was only one ship sighted out there, and then there's a thump, and everyone looks toward the window to see one of the pirates' bodies floating outside. There comes another sound from behind them, and they all turn back to see Maul jumping in wielding his lightsaber. It is strange for him, as he has been urged to give into his passion, yet told to bide time. Slaughtering pirates, hunting beasts, this will only distract him for so long. He is the keenest blade in his master's arsenal, yet he grows dull through the disuse. This frustration only deepens his desire to test himself against a Jedi. But before Maul strikes down the last pirate, he begs Maul to wait. He can tell by the lightsaber that he's a Jedi. Maybe he can trade for some information. Maul holds out the lightsaber and he leans in close, telling him, "Speak. I shall judge if your secrets were to my mercy." The pirate asks if the name Zev Rexus means anything to him, because she is the boss mistress of the Rexus cartel. She's captured a Jedi Padawan and will be selling the prisoner off to the highest bidder. The lightsaber retracts and Maul asks him, "Where?" And the pirate laughs, "Haha, see, I knew we could get along. However, I don't know the exact details." Maul kicks the pirate to the ground and Maul thinks that this Padawan is a learner like himself. The merchant says well done, he has saved him and uncovered information, for with they will be greatly rewarded when they inform Lord Sidious. Maul tells him, "It is a pity. The pirates killed everyone on the vessel before I arrived," and he thrusts his lightsaber into the man's stomach. Maul hurries back to his ship, telling himself that his master has his secrets. He too has them as well. This Padawan will surely have the Jedi coming to rescue them, but they will be too late. Afterwards, Maul heads to Nar Shaddaa, a place where people seek sanctuary when they're trying to hide something. As Maul walks into the bar, the bartender sees him and tells him, "I could tell that someone was coming here for information." There's a subtle shift in the air. But most of the time, people are looking for trade secrets. Well, it's almost never worth it. Maul tells him the name Zev Rexus, and the bartender asks, "What is that supposed to mean? I've never heard of it before. Was that a fellow Zabrak? A night bra?" Maul stops him, telling him, "You do not know me." And the bartender tells him, "I mean you no harm. But you've come to the wrong place. My customers don't appreciate questions." Maul repeats the name as some of the patrons walk up, telling him, "People don't ask for that name unless you're looking for trouble. Sure, we know what Zev is up to, but we ain't saying nothing about it to the likes of you. Only people asking questions like that are Jedi. Without even responding, Maul kicks one of the patrons out, holding another by the neck. Instinctively, Maul reaches for his lightsaber and he stops, knowing that he can't reveal his true form, and he continues to use just whatever he can to beat the men. Suddenly, dirty Cal Riz spits some bile into Maul's face, blinding him, and the thugs have the upper hand. They all begin to bash into him, and a knife begins to twitch, and it flings itself into Cal Riz's chest. The other thugs shout that he just killed Cal Riz. Fry this guy where he stands! But before any of them can fire a shot, they're shot from behind, and all four fall to the ground. Maul says, "Thanks for the help, but you could have stepped in earlier." Behind the men is Cad Bane and two of his crew members, Aura Singh and Ivor Dilio. Cad tells him, "You look like you had matters well in your hand. I'd even wager that you'd be able to get yourself out of the jam with or without my help, but those kills are going on the tab." Maul thinks that even though Cad and his men are the most devious bounty hunters in the galaxy, in another time and place, he may have tested his mettle by hunting them. Cad says to get ready and put a smile on that tattooed face. "I have what you've been looking for. We've negotiated passage and invitation into a little party that Zeb Rexus is throwing." Cad leads Maul to a ship that belonged to the Hadrix gang, saying that they didn't take too kindly for the invitation to Zeb's hideout. So we asked a little more forcefully. Up ahead in the cargo bay, the bodies are scattered about, and another of Cad's gang, Tech is with a droid. The droid shouts for someone to help him get this little beast off, and Tech says that the droid is being stubborn, isn't quite ready to tell us what we want to know. Maul asks the droid what is his designation, and the droid says FEB3. But his masters, well, former masters, called him Phoebe. Maul then asks Phoebe if he knows what they want, and he says, "Of course! You want the location of the auction that Zeb Rexus is holding, as well as a verification code required to enter. However, I will not give the information that you need." Maul holds out his hand, saying, "Perhaps you simply do not remember. Maybe you need a little help to remind you." And he force pulls out his eye. Phoebe shouts, all right, please, no more torture. I will tell you what you want to know." While everyone heads to the Drazkul system, Maul waits in meditation, remembering what is driving his actions. The Jedi struck down their order, leaving them all for dead, and then he repeats the mantra taught to him to focus his anger. Far above, we don't know where we'll fall. Far above, what once was great is rendered small. The Sith deserve their revenge for what the Jedi did. I deserve my revenge, and I shall get it. No man, no Jedi or master will deny me. Later aboard Zeb's ship, she welcomes everyone to her auction of the very rare item, a young Jedi Padawan, the sole survivor of a Republic transport vessel that was shot down by the pirates. But while she goes on talking, Maul travels through the ship's vent to see for himself if it is truly what they claim. As he jumps down into the holding cells, he sees her, a Twi'lek Padawan. He's never been so close to his enemy, so close to the retribution that he is owed. Staring at Maul, she asks, what is he doing? Is he gonna stand there? Maul takes out his lightsaber and he begins to attack the barrier trying to get in, but before he can get in, a security bot flies over warning him. He quickly hides the lit lightsaber, and Zeb walks up telling him that it's a violation of protocol, he is not allowed here, and she's sure that he already knew that. Maul tells her that he's sorry his actions were rash. He just had to see the Padawan firsthand before the auction. Zeb says yes, but that would be bad for business. And who are you? Maul says that his name is Saris Madreth, and he represents the Hadrax Consortium. Zeb just laughs, stating, just call your employers what they are, a gang. And I would assume that they would be none too pleased that one of their representatives is running off like this. However, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't avoid any unpleasantness. After all, I do appreciate a little rashness every now and then. But my forgiving nature does have its limits. Later, back in the main hall, the auction begins and all of the groups begin bidding until Ja Kra bids 2.5 million credits. The room falls silent and Zeb says that this Padawan does come with her own lightsaber. Does she hear a bid for 3 million? No one else answers and Zeb says that's a pity, but going once, going twice, sold to G Kra for 2.5 million. Once the transaction is complete, G Kra tells his men that he would like to leave at once. They don't want to give the losing bidders a chance to do something. Once he boards his ship, he finds Maul and the others waiting, and Maul asks, did you really think that you could purchase a Jedi Padawan and walk away with no repercussions? That I would allow that? G Kra asks who he is, and Maul pulls down his hood and begins to attack everyone. As his robes wrap around G Kra, the Padawan watches and notices that Maul is using the Force. Once Maul is finished, the Padawan says that she knows what he is. Maul snaps back, telling her that she knows nothing of what he is, and the Padawan tells him that she knows that she's not afraid of him. She also knows that he's trying to hide the fact that he's using but Maul stops her by grabbing her lightsaber, telling Cad that they are leaving. Maul grabs the Padawan, pushing her into the storage room, and she yells that he's a Sith, isn't he? She's heard the rumors when she was a youngling, but she never thought that they were really around. Does he think that he scares her? They're the ones lurking in the shadows, keeping who they are a secret. It is they who are scared of the Jedi. Maul starts quietly telling himself his mantra to calm down, and the Padawan taunts him by saying, "You should take these binders off and hand me my lightsaber. That way you can see an equal." But before she can finish, Maul lights up her lightsaber shouting, "We are not equals! No Jedi can match my skill, fury, and righteousness. So trust me when I say that I will free you and hand you your lightsaber. Then I will have my revenge." Soon after, the ship takes off, leaving Zeb's auction when she watches the ship, and there's a sudden explosion. A door opens and a man tells Zeb that the Hedrick ship has been disabled as requested, and it's in a rapid descent to the moon. Zeb takes a sip of her wine, stating, "Good. Do her a favor of alerting the guests. The hunt will begin shortly, and the buy-in is 350,000 credits. As the ship crashes, Zeb tells everyone that the freighter has landed and there are no signs of life near the wreckage. The Padawan, Eldra Katis, is still alive, and she knows how many of them are disappointed that they didn't get to win the auction. So as one door closes, another opens. Why not make a game out of this and compete against each other for bragging rights and a shiny trophy? Back on the moon, Aura looks over the explosion, stating that it came from inside, and it was intended to only disable the ship with minimal damage to the cargo and passengers. Maul grabs Eldra and says that they wanted the Padawan alive, and Cad tells him, "Doesn't matter now. We need to find a way off this rocket fast." As Aura looks up, she says that she can already see incoming ships, and Eldra says that they are hunting her. Maul tells her that they are hunting all of them, and Eldra smiles, stating, "Well, you did bring this on yourselves." Once all of the gangs land, Maul tells Cad that they will split up and he will steal the ship and destroy anyone that they don't need. As everyone goes their separate ways, Vordilio asks where Tek-Tek is, and Aura says that her guess is that he got vaporized. Elsewhere though, Tek-Tek crawls away from the ship, having his leg blown off. He sees Phoebe and he asks for help, and Phoebe tells him that that is such a strange request. He so deeply wishes to help, but he's afraid he's kind of useless without his eyes. Up ahead though, Maul leads Eldra away, and as the security bots follow, she says that they are close. Maul realizes now that he is wrong. He thought his anger is what drove him, but his hunger for vengeance against the accursed Jedi, and those desires to be a part of it. As the two walk, Eldra says that she could help, set her free, and let her defend herself unless he wishes to risk one of the hunters murdering her before he has a chance to. Maul turns back, and with one swing, the arm binders fall off, and he hands over her lightsaber. The two ready themselves, and Eldra says, "May the Force be with you." And Maul tells her, "Spare me the Jedi platitudes. The Force is always with me." As the two begin to fight the oncoming gangs, Maul watches Eldra. She must have sensed his power, his hatred, and yet he felt no fear within her. This pleases him as she has been well trained by her masters, and she would surely have been accepted as a Jedi Knight soon. When he kills her, he will finally know the satisfaction of taking a Jedi's life. Once the last of the gangs fall, the two continue running into the mountains, and Eldra says that she has a question. She thought that they were all gone, and Maul says, "Dead. Almost all of them thanks to the Jedi." Eldra then asks, "Why now? Why show yourself? Would revealing your existence be worth it to come after me?" Maul tells her that his existence will remain a secret, and Eldra stops, asking, "What is it you're waiting for then? Let's get on with it." Maul scoffs, telling her, "No. It's a sacred right. I will not let it be sullied by these base thugs and criminals." Eldra laughs, telling him, "You mean you don't want witnesses? Which means you're hiding something, I can feel it. Just who are you afraid of?" Maul grits his teeth, and the two move into the next group of thugs. While they fight, Maul tells himself that he will not let his master find out about this. He cannot know that he was here. Once the group is defeated, Eldra tells Maul that they don't need to be enemies. He doesn't need to give himself so completely to the darkness. Maul says that if she believes that, then she is not the Jedi that he once thought her to be. Eldra says yeah. She thought that she would give him one last chance to back down before getting himself humiliated and then killed. Maul stops and turns back with rage building up inside. The two light up their lightsabers and they charge forward. As the two lightsabers clash, Maul smiles. This is the moment that he's risked everything for, that he's been training for. If his master were to find out about his betrayal, all his training would be for naught. As they duel, Maul knows that this moment, it's all worth it. While Maul and Eldra fight, Cad and the others begin to execute their plan to take a ship. Cad throws two smoke bombs into a pair of gangs, but before they can even finish saying that they're under attack, Cad kills them. The second gang watches, asking each other what they should do, but as the two of them are shot, Aura tells them that they really should have just been watching their backs. As Aura and Vordilio board one ship, Vordilio drags a body with him, and Aura asks why do they need a hostage. Vordilio says that he didn't mention anything about a hostage. It's a snack for later. Back with Maul, Eldra's strikes become more and more precise, taking advantages of Maul's overconfidence. He then takes off his shirt, focusing all of his attention on the Padawan, making sure to not make one misstep. But even with his concentration, Maul is knocked back into a rock. Eldra throws her lightsaber at him, and Maul watches as the lightsaber hits just above him and says, "That was a wasted effort. If you are to throw your weapon, make sure it hits the target." Eldra smiles, telling him, "Oh, She wasn't throwing it at him. Suddenly, the rocks from above rumble and they come crashing down on the Maul, leaving only one arm free. She walks over, grabbing her lightsaber, and turns to leave, and then stops. Maul breaks free from the rocks, stabbing right into her chest, and as she coughs, he tells her, "Make no mistake, you're a Jedi." And with that, Eldra takes the last breath, dropping the lightsaber. Just like that, it's done. He killed his first Jedi, the first of many. Her light has been snuffed and he feels. But before he can answer himself, he walks away. A little while later, back at Zeb's ship, she calls out for more wine, but a voice tells her that there won't be anyone getting it. All of her men are dead. Maul walks into the room and Zeb says, of course. If she had known that, she would have requested a better vintage. Do you suppose that I could barter for my life? Let me live and it'll be worth it. I know who you are. I thought you had all died a long time ago. Maul's lightsaber activates and he raises it high into the air. And later, back on Coruscant, Sidious asks Maul if it was worth it. Does he feel satisfied having slain the Padawan? Maul asks, how did you know? And Sidious says, of course I knew. I was the one who sent you on that path. Did you not think that it would uncover this secret? Maul tells him, this was a trial then. You were testing me in my loyalty, and I failed. Sidious then asks, have you? The Sith are born in defiance. You have but embraced the very nature of our order. So I ask you again, are you satisfied? Maul waits for a moment and tells him, no. And Sidious walks off telling him, good. Maul looks back into the city and he thinks that now he finally knows what it feels like to take a Jedi life. But as he thought that he would be fulfilled, his rage only intensifies. Eldra Catis is dead, and now he feels only more empty. The emptiness that he's been trained to fill in only one way, by slaying Jedi. The Padawan was the first, but now all he can do is wait. And there you have it, more of the Star Wars saga brought to you right here at Comicstorian, because you know what? Star Wars has a movie coming out this month. I love Star Wars, like an insane amount. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is one of the best things to ever come out of anything. To steal a word from a friend here, it's one of the best things coming out of DC Rebirth. Yeah, I know that makes no sense to you unless you're a fan of Comics Explained, but if you are a member of the Rob Corps, you know exactly what I just said. Now check out the rest of our Star Wars playlist right over here, something recommended by YouTube over here, and I'll see you next Sunday right here for another Star Wars comic book.